This episode is brought to you by the Ultimate Girls Trip. Here is our reoccurring daydream. Us at a drool-worthy pool, surrounded by our business besties. We just finished a powerful exercise on building our dream lives and executing our business goals. Join us if you are ready to be celebrated for taking up space, to feel purposeful, and to live a life of fulfillment. Go to proofitspossible.com for more info. Welcome to Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are multifaceted entrepreneurs, the founders of the Ultimate Girls Trip, and the hosts of Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are also sisters, best friends, and complete opposites, but somehow we always manage to stay on the same team. Join us every week to hear our thoughts on all things entrepreneurship, friendship, family, pop culture, and more.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Proof It's Possible. We're so excited to be back. The sun is shining, where I live anyway. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day, and it is a great reminder that spring, I just spit. Spring is...
Welcome. Oh.
Spring is here. Like, I know you guys can't see right now, but you should see the cherry trees and the plum tree in my yard. They're like full of beautiful white flowers. Like,
gorgeous. I know. We have tulips. Like, in our whole front bed is like filled with tulips. I mean, it snowed yesterday, so you get it all where I live. But
yeah, it's a real contrast, snow and spring flowers. But
highs and lows over here. But
yeah,
we've talked about this before in past episodes, and like I love spring and summer. I love spring not because the weather's great, like because it can snow where I live, but I love the idea of hope and like. It's the beginning of the best part of the year. And so you have that like excitement. It's like, when you book like a trip, and part of the fun is waiting for the actual trip to come.
100%.
So to me, that's what spring is. Cause I'm anticipating all the summer fun and all the, and then when it comes to like my business and my life, I'm like energized to like get back in the world, see people, go out, do things.
Well, and we've talked about a lot on past episodes that most people do like a vision board at the beginning of the like calendar year.
Yes.
And that's very inauthentic to you and I because we are still in like hibernation mode. We're not like moving fast. We're not doing anything. We're not starting new plans. And for us, more of the like vision boarding happens naturally in the spring. Like it's when all of our ideas come to life and we actually feel like we can like start something new.
Well, and truthfully, the vision board I could make in January, I usually turn completely on its head by March or April. Like I'm like, new plan, scrap that. So excited,
Yeah. Well, for me, I have a hard time even in the winter, I have a hard time like visualizing what I want throughout the year. I'm truly in hibernation mode. Like I'm like, it's the comfy cozies. It's the like, it's cold outside. So we stay in and we watch movies and we, do things that are like comfortable. You don't get out of your like comfort zone in the winter. That's not the time to do it, to like throw on your shorts and go for a walk because you're excited about spring. That's a springtime thing, like
exactly.
You get to ride your bike for the first time when you're a kid. That's a springtime thing. It's a little bit scary, but it's super fun. And that's a springtime thing. In winter, you're just more like, what can I do to just like stay warm, survive?
Yeah, exactly. Literally survive. That's how I feel in winter. And like, if somebody wants me to move to a warmer climate, please invite me. I'll come. I don't want to keep
openly accepting offers to move in with you.
Yeah. And
if you live somewhere warm,
I'll bring my husband. We'll just come right along as a duo. It'll be so fun. All right. Okay. So my question.
And then also I wanted to say this, that I feel like Easter is a little bit about like, the death of something and the start of something new. Like, if you're a religious person at all, that's absolutely the premise of Easter. But I feel like Easter is kind of the like moment where I do start behave like it's fully springtime and I can let go of the things that didn't serve me. I can let go of the like sweatpants and the like oversized sweaters. I can let go of the like, okay, it's good. It's comfortable here and all the things. It's the time when I'm excited to like in theory, start riding my bike, jump on the trampoline, do all the things that used to bring me joy when I was a kid, but more of in a business sense. I can start dreaming again. I can start building things. I can get excited about the summer. I can get excited about, like the next Ultimate Girls Trip. Like, I feel like I've come out of my hibernation and I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to do the things.
Totally.
So I'm asking you, like, what are you giving yourself permission to, like, let go, leave in the winter and bring? What are you, like, going to start new or, like, begin in the spring?
So for me, since the beginning of the year, all of the like messaging that's come through, whether I like randomly stumble upon my horoscope on Instagram or whatever, the like, how we just kind of get given messages. Like, I don't know if other people feel like
Downloads
this
or like
all the time. Yeah. All the messaging that like comes to me is I'm going to do things differently this year. And I'm like, what? Like in January and February, I'm like, what does that mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. And like, I'm not totally sorted out on exactly what that means, but some big changes have happened in how I do the processes in my businesses and how I am rethinking my businesses going forward, as well as adding new businesses to that. But what I'm always concerned with is that I don't have any more time. I am literally out of time. So even if I have 5,000 good ideas, I can't execute them all. I have to be picky. I have to have systems in place. I have to make sure. And like what lights me up is actually coming up with new ideas, new plans, new businesses, new streams of revenue. But if it means trading my time for the activity of providing that service, then I'm in big trouble. Like I just don't have a lot of time left. So this year I've like deconstructed a lot of stuff in my business and how I do things. And I've like leaned on my VA more. I have automated things. I am actively like building a business that's more of like a passive income opportunity, So it's like
I've had a real awareness lately of like how much of me is required in my business.
exactly. Because think of how much is required of you as a mom, as a wife, as a sister, as a business owner, like as a community member who's somebody that like takes part in all your kids' sports and is the team manager and does all the stuff you do. You can't be everywhere and you can't do a decent even job of certain things if you take on too much. And like, so that's why I'm literally rethinking stuff I've done for 20 years. Like, I hate it. Like, I'm not a change lover. I'm the kind of person that like
change feels so
bad.
hard.
Oh, and I just love clinging to my like excuses around it, why I could keep the change out of my life, because the discomfort of change is way worse for me than the joy of like freeing up time and like, and even just getting a virtual assistant. I think we got her in September. And since September, I've been like, what was I thinking? Why didn't I always do this?
Okay,
and to my
I'll tell
credit,
you why. Because I'll tell you why. Because
yes,
we have literally interviewed
lots,
20 virtual assistants,
hired them. Yes,
all
absolutely.
of which took time out of our already busy day to interview them, to find out they're not the right fit. And then you kind of, well, this is for me anyways, I give up because I'm like, I don't have time
or
to waste
the onboarding of it. Sometimes like I'll go down the road and I'm like, this person seems like they've got all the skills and things that I need. And then I onboard the person completely, give them all the passwords, get them into my whole system, my whole life. And they're like not doing the job. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I have to unravel this, what I thought was going to help me has turned into a problem, So these are the kinds of things. And like my next sort of phase is to take on more technology that will help automate more of my business and do some things for me that feels overwhelming. Honestly, the act of learning, I go between being like, you can learn anything, you can do anything, you're amazing. It's fine. You can learn anything in this life, to being like, it's impossible for me. So I just have to admit, I decide that I don't understand what a funnel is and I never will. And that's life,
100%.
you
But then
know?
it goes back to like find someone who knows what a funnel is.
Absolutely.
Stop trying to learn it all and do it all yourself, which
Totally.
is just so much
But
easier said than
do you
done.
find, okay, and like business idea of the day for somebody listening that wants to start their own business. I've just had an idea and I have about 5 million of these a day. So if you feel stuck, DM me and we'll chat. But, and I feel like Jamie does too. Like
I do too. I do. Yeah.
we have thousands of business ideas a week. But be a done for you service. Whatever you're good at, be a done for you or done with you service. Because what a lot of people offer is like a video. And it's like, well, I like a video, but it needs to be for a one quick thing. But if it is a complicated system on like how to build your website, let's say, just because that's the business I'm in, the reason that like automating that business has not happened and why the like AI stuff is terrible when somebody like, wouldn't believe how many clients come to me and they're like, so I tried doing an AI website and like, it's horrible. It's worse than just a template. I'm like, well, of course, because the templates have been beautifully curated and an AI takes your like one paragraph of information that you provided it and turns it into a very ugly, weird, not centered, because it's maybe not come far enough, or maybe you're not using the right program. But I find that people are really like wanting to lean on that, but maybe not using the right prompts, whatever. So if it is something new, help people learn it, especially like if you understand AI, make a business about it. Like make a service business about it where you help people do things with AI.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's just my today's tip. What are you leaving behind?
I haven't successfully left it behind, but I've made the decision, which is the hardest part, that I'm going to leave behind a lot of the tasks that I could be outsourcing. So I am actually going to make like a full effort to, if it's something that's not bringing me joy and somebody else could be doing it, I need to find somebody else to do it. Like I need to make an actual calculated effort to do it. Like not just I interviewed 3 people, they weren't the right fit. So here I am doing it for myself. I actually am going to like move forward from that. Like I'm going to hire the person because and I'm going to keep hiring the person until I find the right fit. I'm also into like this really boundary stage where when people hand me things that don't belong on my plate, I hand them right back. And I'm unapologetic about it. So this happens a lot in my business where people will be like, hey, can you like edit this email for me? Can you send out, like billing for this? Can you do all of these things? And I'm like, this is not my task though.
Yeah, you have a staff member that's been assigned to, so why it's like falling back to you.
Yeah, well, and maybe because I'm the best at it or I have the time in the moment, but I'm like, no, because what it teaches people is that, yes, I will always do the thing that you don't want to do or you don't have time to do.
Yeah,
I don't have time to do it either. So it's like, it's a very much a boundary thing in my business where I'm like, no, that's actually not within my role and I'm not going to do that. But I can point you to the right person. I can, like, so
I've
that
had to do this as well. Like,
so that I'm teaching everybody that like what my role is and this is my boundaries. So don't, kind of breach it. Exactly. The other thing I'm letting go is like being hard on myself for like not exercising enough, not drinking enough water. Like, because I feel like the more energy I give it, the more I go opposite from my goals. Like, I'm the kind of person that, like, back in my teenage years and my 20s, when like Atkins, no carb diets were all the rage. If you told me I could have no carbs, I would like, and I decided I was having like a cheat day, I would go to the grocery store and I'd buy like a loaf of bread and eat it start to finish. I would get like pastries. I don't even like pastries. I don't even like pastries. But it's like when I'm told I can't do something, then I do it 14 times harder. So when I'm hard on myself about like, oh, you haven't exercised, well, then I really plant my ass and I'm like, guess what I'm going to do? Not exercise 10 times harder. Like I'm going to do the exact opposite. So I'm like, if I just don't give it energy, if I just don't give it thought, and I just live my life, I'm so much more at peace with it. And I'm sure I'll go through a cycle where I'm like, no, I'm really energized to get back into yoga and I'm really energized to do all these things. That's not where I'm at today in my life. And I'm not going to be hard on myself for that. So
for sure. Well, and the thing is that, so I did a macros like consultation with this great girl called Lori Lamenda. Anybody that wants to get one of those, I highly recommend it. Super affordable, great tips. Like, just can't tell you enough good things. Follow her on Instagram at LB Lamenda. But one of the things, like, she told me lots of great stuff, but one of the things that was like a like, she was just saying her opinion, you know, like one of those. And I don't even know if she will remember saying this, but she said to me, sounds like you're really fretting about, because I put on like some weight when I had surgery in December and I wasn't moving around, and like, instead of like do the things that I needed to do to just get rid of that weight, which I know how to do that, you know, in theory, I sat around and fretted about it. And like the stress I caused, and thinking thoughts like, I'll probably never lose this weight. It's probably impossible for me to lose this weight now that I'm over 40. You know, and I just started like planting all these like negative seeds around that. And it felt like no matter how healthy I ate, no matter what I was doing, I was like I was working out every day. I wasn't seeing any results. And I was like, this is so weird. And she's like, I actually think you're like, you're saying the wrong things to the universe, and the universe is literally giving you back what you don't want, which like,
well, and I fully believe that like my manifestation is so strong right
so
now.
strong.
It's so strong that if I have even just the slightest negative thought, I'm like, oh shoot, that's coming true.
Yeah.
Because my manifestation is like
On
wild,
point.
on
Yeah,
fire
exactly.
right now.
Exactly. And so anyways, I was like, you're right. Like, I know how to get rid of 10 pounds. I don't know why I'm fretting about this. Eat nice food that you always like to eat. And it's like actually what you eat, you know. But I was trying diets I didn't really like and eating weird. Like, I just started being weird. I don't know how else to describe it. And like, from her perspective, she didn't say the universe as much as like, she said, you know, your body's like having a stress response where it's holding on to cortisol in your core. And like, that's why you're not seeing the results that you want, is because your body's in a constant state of like stress. And I was like, you're right. I'm literally going to bed like being like, what did I do today? What happened today? Not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And like, that's just I haven't thought about barely what I've eaten in 20 years. So
totally,
I've been on autopilot of like eating healthy and sticking to a general healthy lifestyle that comes very natural to me. And so anyways, like, I just like, I don't know. It was a weird but awesome like awakening that I'm like, I'm not going to be fixated on anything, because literally you can be addicted to exercise. You can be addicted to counting calories and like ruin your life about it, you know? And like,
yeah.
I also want a regular life. I want a life where I can go to a restaurant and just make a good choice. I don't want to be like, life's off. I'm not doing anything until I've lost the 10 pounds or I've lost, you know, I have to work out tonight. So I actually can't go out for my friend's birthday because I work out every night. You know, like, that's not a good trade for me. So I want balance within reason, you know, and flexibility.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly what I like. That was what I was letting go, is like being hard on myself for like not doing it. And also allowing like progress over perfection. So like I do this thing in my mind where I'm like, if I can't do it perfect, then I'm not going to do it at all. Like for instance, on the health topic, well, if I'm not going to like start doing yoga 5 days a week, then I'm not going to exercise at all. And it's like, yeah, but it's spring and I absolutely love the spring flowers. Like, it's the landscaping where I live is one of the reasons I moved here. So my favorite thing to do is to walk around in the spring when everything's in bloom and like go on a neighborhood walk and be like, ooh, I love that bush. I wonder what kind it is. I love those hydrangeas. I wonder if I could plant those. Like, it's my favorite thing to do, but I don't do it because I'm not committed to 5 days a week of yoga. It's like the wildest,
When you like unpack, totally. When you unpack your crazy thoughts, like, you really are like, so because I ate unhealthy on Monday, a month from Monday, I'm going to still be off the wagon of eating my normal food because I made one mistake 6 Mondays
Well,
ago.
and I fully feel like people do this in their business too, where they're
Yes.
like, if I can't give it 5 days a week, if I can't do 8
Mhm.
posts a week, I'm just not going to post at all.
Yeah.
If I
Well, do
can't
you
do
wanna
it
know
well,
what I'm
I'm
a
not
big
going to do
fan
it
of?
at all. And so for me, I'm just like letting go of that like perfectionism and welcoming in the like acceptance of like where I'm at. If I can
Totally.
only post 3 times a week, well, guess what? I'm only going to post.
Exactly.
If I can only get a little bit of my work done today, it's better than nothing. You know?
Well, and you know what else? It's very like, I'm a big fan of, in the entrepreneur world, of a side hustle. Like,
Yeah.
do the side hustle. You don't need to have all the hours and all the days to have the business you want. Start with a side hustle. And maybe, you know what? Let's make a podcast about this because
Yeah. That's
it
for
needs
another
a
day.
whole bunch. Yeah, it
That'll be
needs a
next
whole bunch
week.
of talking, but it's one of those things that I'm like, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing, just like you're saying with your diet. You know, entrepreneurship can be like a one foot in the door, test the market, check into it.
100%. Okay, well, I think we'll leave it at that. But I
Yeah.
want to hear what everybody is letting go of or like allowing to stay in the winter. And what are you welcoming into the spring? Because we are dying to hear all about it.
Have a great
Bye,
week.
guys. Till next week.
We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks and chat next time.